All right, if you haven't heard already, we just got news that I don't really know the guy, but I've seen him on YouTube. Like I don't know him personally, but Charlie Kirk, um, just about I think like an hour ago, was reported as shot, and now we're getting word that he actually passed. Horrible, horrible. I hope that's not true. It's horrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the footage before this happened, and just so you can get an idea of how much of a big deal this guy is, to not just his friends and family and stuff, but also to the Republican Party, to Donald Trump. This is serious. This is serious. Let me just see if I can find it here. See if I can find this. Why is my computer acting weird now? All of a sudden. I can't see anything. So bizarre. Let's see. Oh, I think I know why. Let me see here. This is crazy. I have not had this happen before. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Okay, let me try again. Yeah, like some people are saying, this is not a surprise because he's been doing lots of stuff. Okay, so this is him. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get this now. All right, so this is him.
That's a lot of people, Utah. I'll tell you what. All right, we're going to get started, everybody. You know how it works. Question and answer. Also, thank you to Lane from YRV5. That was great. Really appreciate it. And we're going to be here for a couple hours. Get comfortable. Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer.
So you can see he is very, very popular, and this is horrible. This would be soil for a Black Swan event right here. Something like this. This is something I didn't see coming, and this could change the way America does business on American soil, as in you as an American citizen are now a target. You're now a target because my understanding is they caught this guy. I'm going to show the footage. Don't worry, you don't actually see anything close. Like the footage is kind of shaky cam, all this kind of stuff. But I'm going to show that just to show you what actually happened, so you have context of what we're talking about here. And Yeah, it's absolutely brutal. So I'm just gonna see if I can find the footage here. Let me just see here. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, this is brutal. This is a game changer for America, because if you can't go out in the public and speak, like if you can't do that, I don't know. Okay, let's just go. This is a live feed here, and I'm assuming they're probably going to show it a little bit later, but this is what's going on right now.
Investigation that's going to impact all of Utah. I imagine that this is going to be methodical. Both, I mentioned University Police, Orem Police, Utah County Sheriffs. They're probably neighboring agencies. Federal agencies such as ATF and the FBI will definitely be involved, determining what the intent or motive was of the people involved. Were there more than one people? This is something that is not going to take hours. It's going to take days. And there's going to be a lot of effort put into this.
I've heard this guy do debates. He's like Ben Shapiro for America, though, and he's had debates against transgender, against everything that is wrong, and he's on the right side of things. And this is what they do: they take you out. Last year, President Donald Trump was almost taken out. Like, it's horrible. So I'm just gonna see if I can. Let me see if I could. We'll go back to this live, but I want to find the footage just so you guys have context, because some of you might be just looking at this now going, I didn't even know this was going on. Let me just cue it up here. Let me see. Of course, your computer runs a little weird as soon as you're trying to do things quickly. Let's see here. Yes, this is the one here. Okay. So I have the footage here, and I'm going to share the screen. And obviously, there's a warning here. This is exactly same thing, except this time we have a casualty here, which is horrible. We actually have a murder.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my God! Go run!
Oh. Counting or not counting gang violence?
Yeah, I heard he was shot in the neck. It's horrible. And they caught the guy. So that's the guy that actually shot him. I'm actually surprised that he's still alive. Look at that.
You guys okay? Hey, love you. Be safe. Hey, be safe.
Yeah.
There's been a shooting. We know who's been shot.
Yeah,
We're here live at Utah Valley State University.
As far as I know, he's dead. So, which is just, it's horrible. This is just, I'm telling you, this is going to change America overnight, because you can't have stuff like this happen on American soil where people can, is this a terrorist attack? This doesn't look like a terrorist attack. This is an inside American soil job, and somebody felt the need to take out Kirk, Charlie Kirk. So I'm just going to go back to the live footage here. I'm telling you, this is going to change. This is going to be all over the news tonight. Like, I'm telling you, this is just going to be, security is going to go through the roof. And if we're talking about things going on for September 23rd, we're talking about rapture, all this kind of stuff. This could set America up into anarchy. This could set up where basically you have martial law overnight. By tomorrow morning, you guys can have martial law.
As her mom, we're hearing from a lot of parents who have students here. Their kids go to school here, terrified. You were with your daughter seeing this. It's not only yourself now, but you're thinking of your daughter.
Yeah, very scary. I just wanted to get us out of there, and there was people that were just kind of like standing around, looking around, and I'm like, grab one of the girls. I'm like, you need to run, get out, because people kind of didn't know what was going on, and I'm like, leave your food, run. And I don't know, it was scary. I wanted to get everyone out.
If you want to cause a nationwide panic, you take out someone that's important as Charlie Kirk. And I'm sure there's going to be people talking about who he was, what he did, all this kind of stuff. But this is going to cause massive chaos leading into the fall. Again, if you are thinking about having rallies like this on campuses or universities or wherever, you're going to be thinking twice about it. Chances are you're probably not going to do it at the risk of your life. This is what causes this I don't know how else to say this. This is a black swan event. It fits the criteria right now. It's something unpredictable. Nobody was talking about this. And as far as I know, he's not with us anymore, which is horrible. Christian man, horrible. Number two, it has to change their world or your world overnight. America is going to change overnight. And then what's going to happen over the next leading right up to the weekend, you're going to get all kinds of crazy stories as to who this guy was and all this kind of stuff. He was probably crazy. He's never done anything like this before, all this kind of stuff. And most likely some kind of an inside job. Somebody did not want this guy around. He was too much of a threat. Too much of a threat. And this is horrible. So this fits the black swan criteria. Highly improbable because Americans feel safe when they go out. You should feel safe to go to grocery stores, to go for a walk, go for a hike. In America, the safest country safest country in the world. Now it's not safe. So that's changed. For you guys, your paradigm is literally changed right before your very eyes. Because to do something like this, a rally, especially for the Republican Party, Trump is going to have a press conference. He's going to say something like, we're going to shut this country down tonight because there's more people involved. And we want to keep you guys safe. I could just see the headlines tonight coming out because he's got to have an answer to keep you guys safe. And I think America is willing to do anything to feel safe, including, heaven forbid, martial law. Martial law. Nobody's shutting down the country. Okay, well, this is how it starts. When you think it can't happen, your country is already fragile. This could be an event that could shut the country down, as in you have more forces on the streets. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying shutting down businesses overnight. I'm saying you're going to have a presence like you could never imagine happen on your soil. We just saw footage a couple of days ago of hundreds of armored vehicles that look like the one that you're seeing in this shot. Hundreds of them by train. Hundreds of meters of armored vehicles on American soil. Your country is changing overnight. I wouldn't be surprised if by Friday martial law is issued in your country. Why? To protect its citizens. And people are going to jump on board and say, we agree with this. So let's go to the live again here.
I don't blame you. Let me chat with Wes real quick, too. Where were you when this happened, Wes?
So I was in a room fairly close to where it happened, and then some people just ran in and yelled active shooter, so we all just got out.
You hear those words, active shooter, they become normal words almost in America anymore, but still, it's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, really, none of us believed it at first, and then we still just got out and saw the hordes of people running. So
now, just coming around chatting with people, that's kind of what you do now, because you're sharing a terrible experience with others. It's how you, I don't know, decompress and deal a little bit.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, talking here seems to help with people who experience it in the parking lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you went through this, Wes. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And ma'am, I'm so sorry. Tell me, where were you when this happened? I heard you chatting with Kim and Bentley. You were pretty close.
I was really close. Watching the whole thing, I was probably on the second level up from, well, I've never been to this place except for classic car shows, so I can't really explain to you, but I was to the left of Charlie.
If you're going to be abusive on this channel and be weird, like start saying things like this guy doesn't matter, who cares, what's the big deal, I will block you, I'll put you in a timeout, I'll give you 15 minutes to rethink about it. If you come back on and if you start saying stuff like that, I'm going to block you, go somewhere else, you're not welcome here. So I'm giving everyone on the chat fair warning. If you're going to be rude, someone is either severely injured or he has passed. Show some respect and dignity here. Okay? America is going to be changed because of this. It may not happen overnight, but you as a country are known to be safe, as in you can walk wherever you want without the risk of being shot at. Charlie Kirk was not a violent person and got shot. Horrible. I can't emphasize this enough. We've always seen in footage in the media that it's always happened somewhere else, but when it happens here, all of a sudden, it's a game changer. And because if we say things like this cannot happen here, that is the soil for a black swan. That's what I'm trying to get across to you guys. Let's just go back to the feed.
Super clear view. Saw everything happen, heard the gunshot. I was the last one standing because I couldn't quite believe. I thought maybe it was a stunt. And then everybody fell to the ground. We all fell to the ground. I got pushed into some bushes. I stayed there. There was a lady with her elderly mom, and I said, "Is she okay?" And she said she's okay. So we just kind of stayed in the bushes for a few minutes, maybe a minute and a half. And then a man said, go this way. And we went right where Charlie had come in and out. And I was right behind the police when they had the man in the handcuffs. And I was standing right there next to them as he was on his knees. And he said, I would say multiple times, but at least twice, just shoot me. Just shoot me. And I videoed it and I called him.
This is horrible. Okay. I just got something sent to me, and let me just see if I can show it to you guys. I'm telling you, this is absolutely brutal. If this is true, if this is any iota, this is one bit true. This is horrible. Let me just fix this. I apologize. I just got something in here, and I'm going to show you guys this. All right. Let's see. Let's see if I can find this now. This was just sent to me from Gary from the Bible Museum. So let me just show you this real quick here. This is insane. Let's see here. Give me 1 sec. I apologize, folks. Oh man, this is horrible. Okay, let's have a look and let's just take our time with this one here. This was sent to me by Gary. Let's have a look at the screen here. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit here. Let's see. Hang on here. So this is a screenshot. Come on. Why is it acting weird now? Oh, right here. Okay. There. Okay. So this was, look at this, 29 minutes ago. Charlie Kirk shot at Trump at Turning Point USA event at Utah 29 minutes ago. But look below this, ABC News, 13 hours ago. Charlie Kirk shot during event at Utah University. J.D. Vance, 13 hours ago, the founder of the conservative youth activist organization Turning Point USA, was at a rally event on Wednesday. This was 13 hours ago. He just got shot an hour ago. This is horrible. This was planned. Right before you guys, look at this screenshot. 13 hours ago, Charlie Kirk shot during event at Utah. Are you kidding me? Let me blow this up here. abcnews.go.com story. 13 hours ago. This is shocking, folks. Absolutely shocking. Shocking. Yeah, I don't know how else you can look at this. Let me just put that up again here. Let me go to the side. I don't know how else. How can you have a misprint 13 hours in advance unless it's planned and staged? They planned on taking this guy out. This is why I say your world will not be the same. This is horrible. Who is Charlie Kirk? Well, he's been speaking against anything evil. Basically, anything evil, he was talking about it. And this just happened. So what's today? Wednesday, September 10th. Tomorrow is September 11th. I'm telling you, this is not a good look. Good Christian man. Man, oh man. Okay, so let's go now back. Let's go back to the live feed.
Not appropriate, but I was a shaken ball and mess. I'm still shaking, and I'm still crying. I love Charlie Kirk. He's awesome. And I pray for him and his family. And I pray for everybody that was here to witness this. It's awful, and I don't understand why we can't have something like this that is truly innocent.
Well, they actually caught the guy. He's an old guy. They just caught him. They put handcuffs on him. And she just said, the guy was saying, just shoot me. Just shoot me. So they got him. They captured him. I'll be surprised if he makes it tonight. But all kinds of weird stuff like that happens on the way to jail. They could say he resisted arrest, whatever. He looked like he was 70 years old, and I'm sure they're going to show everything. So if you can be patient, this will probably loop a few times. So let me just play it here.
You know, there were the non-believers, the ones that didn't like him, and that's fine. But to shoot him, he doesn't deserve this.
That's the part I keep hearing from a lot of people too, is like, look, no matter what side you're on, this shouldn't happen.
Never, never, ever, never. And I will always help anyone. I don't care if they're a Democrat, Republican, conservative, it does not matter. And I asked a girl, hey, can you tell me what building this is? And she looked at my hat and she said, not with that fat hat. no way. And I was like, okay, well, that was rude, but whatever, to each their own. But it's sad. It's really sad, the America that we have today.
I don't know.
He was tossing out 47 hats with 47 on it, representing Donald Trump. He was throwing them out, giving them to the crowd for free, and somebody shot him. Wow. Prove me wrong. Huh. That's what his campaign is. Prove me wrong. So he debates people all over the place on transgender, all kinds of stuff.
People keep saying, how do we fix this? And you keep thinking, is this tragedy going to be the spark that gets us back together? Because something is wrong and we need to come together. But how?
I wish I had that answer. Oh gosh, that's the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? I wish I knew. Prayer, pray, stand up for your beliefs. Don't back down. Don't listen to the propaganda. Do your own research. Don't take one person's opinion as fact. Look into things.
This isn't an this isn't an AI story or fake or whatever. I was actually, coincidentally, I was on the phone just as this was breaking out with a security guard. I just happened to be talking to a security guard that gets all this information as it happens. And he was like, I gotta go. This is just happening right now as we speak. So the security guard was not in Utah. He was in another place, but they got wind of this. And after it happened, and he was like, I gotta go. So I hung up on him. Or he hung up on me. Like he had to go. So this, and then I thought, I got to get live. I didn't even really have time to make a thumbnail. I was trying to make a thumbnail. And you know what's funny? Is I used ChatGPT to create a thumbnail just saying, warning, Charlie Kirk was shot. And it took like, let me see if I can find it here. It was actually, you're going to be shocked at this. I was like, I couldn't believe how fast ChatGPT came up with this. Like I didn't even have to say, here's the person. Look at that. That's what it created. I didn't tell it to put an image of Charlie Kirk. I just said, I need a warning. I want a thumbnail. This just happened. And it created this in seconds. Usually it takes a while, or it asks information a little bit more. And already it had that ready to go. Horrible. Something crazy. Yeah. So I'm sure people are going to be talking about this all night long. I'm going to gather more information and probably talk about this over the weekend, probably on Sunday. So you don't want to miss Sunday show. We're going to talk about the man-child. We're going to talk about the rapture, all this kind of stuff on Monday. On Sunday afternoon at 3:30. And then tomorrow, Gary, the guy that sent me that image of this being planned 13 hours ago, which is insane. Yeah, like I don't need to know the details of what happened. I get it. When you get shot, it's gruesome. So we're not trying to dig that all up and try and get all these various angles of what happened and all that kind of stuff when he went down, because we also have to remember that he has family as well. So we're trying to be respectful of that as well. Imagine if that happened to your dad or to your best friend and people are saying, oh yeah, I watched him bleed out. Like, we got to be careful what we're saying here. So this event, again, is going to make people pause whenever they go out into a public event. if you don't think something like this will change you, I don't know what rock you're living under. Because if this happens, imagine if this happens again at another rally. You guys will shut down overnight. I seen it happen with 9/11. One building was hit, another building was hit. All of your planes got sent to Canada, to our airports. It didn't matter if it had terrorists on it or not. All your planes came to us. Did we complain? Maybe a little bit, but we were just as scared as you. But yet we took all your planes at the airport. I guess somebody thought if they land in another country that has no weapons, that they could blow up their plane and it'll be safer over there. I don't know what the reasoning was, but we accepted all your planes. You guys went into a panic a few hours later. All planes went down. We're told to land. If any plane, and I remember this like it was yesterday, and it's interesting that we're talking about this 24 years later. I remember the ticker tape going across the bottom saying, any planes in the air will be shot down by the U.S. So land those planes. And then a little while later, Todd Beamer's plane, Flight 93, crashed in Pennsylvania, and the ticker went across the bottom. The U.S. has shot down a plane. We don't know details yet, but it shot down. I'm like, what? Americans shot their own people, their own plane? And then about a half an hour later, a new ticker, and the reporters were saying, we have to repeat this, folks. The U.S. did not shoot down their own plane, did not shoot down any plane on American soil. And they changed it. But I remember reading it and the news, like they're trying to get stuff as quick as they can. And for anything that comes up, they put it out there. But then they realized this is bad. This is a bad look for the U.S. Now, I'm not saying 100% that Americans shot down their own, but I wouldn't be surprised because there was a little bit of the fog of war going on. You don't know who's for you or who's against you in the air, especially after you said all planes must land. And when you look at that plane, there's nothing left of it. That's not a typical crash. That plane should be scattered for kilometers. And people say, well, they went straight down and it disintegrated. That's not what happens to planes. They don't disintegrate on impact. This isn't Star Wars. So now we have a person that is shot in public. This is exactly what could have happened to Donald Trump last year. And you guys would have been in peril right away. So this is the second time in just over a year. Okay, that's kind of creepy. That's kind of creepy balloons. That's this poor timing to have balloons come up. My point is, how many times do you have to have people shot at rallies, peaceful rallies, before the government steps in and says, no rallies anymore. We can't protect you. Or if you're going out into public, we're going to exercise martial law, and it's not going to be like in Zelensky from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 p.m. till the war ends. They might say something like, in the evening, nobody goes out. Weekends are okay, but Monday to Friday, nobody leaves. Or they could mix it up a bit. Martial law doesn't have to be nobody can leave their house. But there's going to be strict policies, and I'm expecting the president to say something within the next couple of hours. And if they knew about it 13 hours ago, I'd be all over ABC. I would be all over them. What is going on with this? Let me, if you guys want to email me, let's see here. Email me. What's the best email? if you can email me at this, let's see here. I just won't be able to get it to you right away. But if you email me, I will send you to buy a King James Bible in Canada. That's the wrong one. Right email. Here, let me see this here. Hang on. I don't have any more King James Bibles right now. I'm sold out. Okay, let me do this here. Okay. Email me and I will send you this. I'll send you this screenshot. I'll send it to you. ABC News, https://abcnews.go.com. I wonder if that is up right now. That would be interesting. Have a look at it. Maybe somebody can search that right now. I'm just curious to see if they pulled it or not. So if you have access to your computer right now, if you're not watching on the phone or if you're watching on the phone with a friend, go to abcnews.go.com. I think it's /story. Type in Charlie Kirk shot during an event at Utah University. This was 13 hours ago, folks. And then below it, the New York Times. So you could see the popularity of it. It's right in the middle of all the stuff that's coming up right now. It's right in the middle, right smack dab in the middle. And they'll probably pull it. Somebody's going to get fired over that for sure. Guaranteed. Crazy. So yeah, just email me. If you don't find it, just email me and I'll send it to you. It's a crazy world. I'm telling you guys. This is crazy, crazy stuff. I would have never expected this to happen. I've heard that he's dead. I've heard that he's okay. Yeah, it's kind of mixed reviews. I really hope that he's okay. I really do. My goodness. Just horrible. Horrible. All right. I wonder what time it was that he was shot. Let's see here. Yeah, he was pro-life, pro-God, marriage between man and wife, and they tried to take him out. Shot Kennedy. There's that. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, look at this. Okay, someone else is saying Tim Pool, Charlie has been stabilized. I hope so. Like I really do. I hate for this to happen to anyone. Like my goodness. I wouldn't even like. You have Joe Biden. You have all the Democrats. I would never want anybody to do that to a person. That's not how you do things. You don't just go because you don't like what somebody says. You just don't go and shoot at them. It's horrible. Yeah, if I would say if Charlie pulls through, you guys have a chance. If Charlie does not pull through, I think there's going to be chaos. Let's see. It's getting better, and suddenly I'm asked, are you aware of the rapidly approaching economic? Let's see here. Yeah, you can't be sure of anything. Today's news, yeah, you're going to get all kinds of conflicting, like he was shot in the throat. That's bad. Not too many people walk away from something like that. Horrible. Horrible. Yeah, so Meat Puppet, if you just email me, I will send it to you. No planes in the sky for a week. Yeah, could be. Man, and I drove through Utah last year. I drove through that area. Nice state. We had to drive my daughter's dog to Phoenix. That's where they hang out. That's where they hang their hat. And man, oh man. Yeah, the internet. This is interesting. The internet is lucky I'm in social media repentance, or I'd be on Twitter cussing up a storm right now. Yeah, like I can only I can't click on it. It's an image. It's not a link. This was sent to me by Gary from the King James Bible Museum. So him and I are doing a show tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock live. And that one is going to be fascinating. You guys will be blown away. And then we're doing part 2 on Friday as well. So September 11th, tomorrow, 10 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. I was going to talk about some more cool things in regards to the King James Bible, but I think I will hold off to tomorrow because I'm in a different mindset right now, different frame of mind. This is actually shocking right now. So I am I'm disappointed in some ways in people. I'm glad he got the help to get him to a hospital and all this kind of stuff, and I really hope he pulls through. But this is a sad case for human beings, like, to do this kind of thing. It's horrible. It's a horrible look. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. No, I don't think the shooter's at charge because I just saw footage of him being in handcuffs, and the lady witness saw him and said that he was wanting to be shot. So I don't know if I can find that. Let me just see if I can see it. Let's see here. Oh, here's some. Let's see what happened here. I think we need to get a little bit of context before I go. So let's just go back to. Let's go over back to the live. All right.
Traveling to college campuses across the country, a well-known supporter of President Donald Trump, a close ally of many in his circle. In fact, he spoke at the 2024 presidential convention just days after an attempted assassination attempt on Trump. And as we just heard from President Trump, who's also offering his condolences as well.
Yes, political leaders taking to social media, Governor Spencer Cox among them. He's saying on X that he is tracking the situation. This is the comment that Tamara most recently mentioned coming in from President Trump. We must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot, a great guy from top to bottom. God bless him.
Governor Spencer Cox also weighing in on X that he is being briefed on the situation, posting in part, quote, "Those responsible will be held fully accountable. Violence has no place in our public life." He goes on to say Americans of every political.
It's interesting that the Governor Cox says those responsible. So from that, all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're going from one person that's in custody to multiple people. That's what puts fear into the public.
Persuasion must unite in condemning this act. Our prayers are with Charlie, his family, and all those affected.
Details are limited, although we can tell you one person has been taken into custody. There's a very visible social media video of that individual being led off campus by a swarm of police officers and security individuals. That individual is wearing a blue shirt, and one bystander told us that right after the shot rang out, immediately attention went to that individual in the blue shirt. So it didn't take long, one would assume, for police to have him in custody.
And we know that KSL news specialist Alex Cabrera.
This video right here never really existed. It got over 8.
Of course, an ad.
It's one of the first videos that is completely AI.
Another perspective a little bit closer to campus, but as we just saw from video, lots of cars there right now, pretty much a traffic jam. So as we mentioned, information, it is coming in as we're showing you another live picture there from our UDOT.
Did you see that? People are actually running through water, trying to get out of the way.
Is on his way to the Utah Valley University campus, hopefully to get us another perspective.
Right here, you could see people just dead center, just jumping through the pond to get away.
A little bit closer to campus, but as we just saw from video, lots of cars there right now, pretty much a traffic jam. So as we mentioned, information, It is coming in as we're showing you another live picture there from our UDOT camera there, right off of University Parkway near the campus. It looks like traffic there at a standstill, but several emergency vehicles out there right.
People start getting up and running. So we followed in with that and were able to get to the apartment buildings and get in with a really kind girl that started driving us. And then
how scary was this? What was the mood there?
It was just really terrifying. I mean, I was kind of in shock, like, because I was like, no way that just happened, you know. But I'm definitely very grateful that there's only like one shot and stuff, or outside think that a lot more people could have been injured.
Okay, thank you very much. And where were you at, and what did you hear then see?
Yeah, I was with Kaya, and we were just like 50 to 100 feet to the left, and just heard a shot, and then just saw his head fly back, and he just slumped in his chair and saw blood coming down his shirt, and then this like people just yelling "get down," and then just see a flood of people going through these doors, so just ran and followed them.
Wow. You know, we hear about school shootings or university shootings, those kind of things. To actually be in there when it's happening, your thoughts about that?
I mean, you just never expect it to happen. You're just going to this event. You're not expecting anything to happen. So it's definitely shocking when something happens like that.
Tell me about why Charlie Kirk. What was it about? You wanted to go hear him, or what happened there?
He's on social media. I've seen a lot of him do a lot of debates. We just thought it'd be cool to come see him debate a couple people.
Okay, thank you very much. And share with us where you were at and kind of what you saw.
Yeah, I was about 50 feet to his right. And I want to say that, like, he only got 1.5 questions in. The first question, he was very graceful when confronted about comparing Mormons to Protestant. And then the next question, right before he got shot, was asking about transgender mass shooters and the DOJ wanting to take their guns. And then he got a few words in, and then I heard that one shot rang out, and then he fell over to his left, and everybody panicked.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? He's talking about transgender and gun safety, and then he gets shot. I don't know if this doesn't look like somebody was out to get him. I don't know what does. Let me just back it up a little bit here. Can't believe my ears.
Him do a lot of debates. We just thought it'd be cool to come see him debate a couple people.
Okay, thank you very much. And share with us where you were at and kind of what you saw.
Yeah, I was about 50 feet to his right. And I want to say that, like, he only got 1.5 questions in. The first question, he was very graceful when confronted about comparing Mormons to Protestant. And then the next question, right before he got shot, was asking about transgender mass shooters and the DOJ wanting to take their guns. And then he got a few words in, and then I heard that one shot rang out, and then he fell over to his left, and everybody panicked.
Okay, man, thank you guys very
much. My spidey senses are tingling. I have to think about this for a bit. Maybe we'll talk about it on Sunday, but I'm not against people having prepared speeches and things to say, like this person sat in this direction and then he slumped over to the left and he got shot and I noticed blood and all this kind of like detail. But when people say things like, I want to get this in, that he answered 1.5 questions. And then the last question he answered was about transgender mass shootings and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, seriously? That's what you wanted to squeeze in? I don't know, man. I can't piece this stuff together. It's too quick. I'm not saying this is a conspiracy. This happened. This is tragedy. What I'm trying to figure out is who would want him shot. And there's probably a long list. Anytime he talk, like he just finished talking about transgender and mass shootings and about taking people's guns away, and then he gets shot. So now you got, if you're, let's say it's the Democratic Party, all of a sudden they got evidence now because they'll show him talking about it. They'll show somebody asking a question about, is it safe? Should we get rid of guns? And then he gets shot. I don't know, man. Like sometimes what happens when you get to conferences or press conferences like this is you get questions ahead of time of what people are going to ask so that you can either be prepared. So what happens if Charlie was told, You're going to get 10 questions. The first question is this. The second question is going to be about transgender and mass shootings. Should we take the gun so that you can prepare for it? So now you have a shooter out there. When the second person asks the question, you shoot Charlie. That is your trigger. If you hear somebody ask a question, you need to take them out right away, because this will look good for down the road, because we're trying to get rid of guns and nobody wants to get rid of guns. So we gotta enforce this upon the public so that they get scared and they get nervous about going to rallies in the future. So we got to take away their guns. This is what it feels like. I don't know if I'm wrong. We have different rules in Canada with our guns and all this kind of stuff. We don't have the right to bear arms like you guys. So it kind of feels like that's what they're going after right now. Kind of feels like that, especially at the timing of it. If it was a random question and he got shot, that's one thing. But to talk about guns and are you for or against people taking away your guns, and then he gets shot? I'll be curious to see what everyone says in the news for the next 24 hours. I know you guys will be busy watching the news. Telling you, it's been eerily quiet when it comes to the news for the past few weeks. Really, the summer, it's been kind of quiet. And I know Bob Barber talked about it on Departure Heaven, I believe it was, and even before that on my show. And we've talked about it on Uptime Community Church, that it just seems eerily quiet leading up to September 23rd, September 24th. And I think if you're a watcher, this is stuff that you pay attention to. So I would encourage everyone tonight this is what I would pray for you if I was sitting with you in your living room. Lord, please protect my eyes. Lord, please protect my mind. Keep my mind pure. Keep my mind innocent. Don't let me be swayed by whatever it is that's going to be coming the next set of tidal waves. And believe me, there's going to be tidal waves coming because of this. I pray for protection for all of the viewers that are watching this right now. Protect your mind from the media, from the principalities, the powers, the rulers of the air that are going to sway you one way or the other. And if we're not careful, we're going to be duped. We're going to be duped. Again, I'm not saying this didn't happen. That's not what I'm saying. There's always a narrative around it, and they can move the narrative on a daily basis. I don't want to get suckered because of this. That's all I'm saying. All right. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your week. Join me again tomorrow morning, 12 o'clock Eastern. See you guys later. Have a great night. And if you come across something that is interesting that you want me to talk about, it's probably a good time to bring up my email related to this. Let's just keep it tight. But something related to this that looks a little bit conspiracy or something out of the ordinary, let me know. Just send me an email and send me a link to a YouTube channel or an article, and I'll read it. And if it's interesting enough, maybe I'll bring it up on Sunday. Thanks again, and I will see you guys on another show. Bye for now.
Black Swan Revelations here on YouTube brought you today's mind-bending journey. Dive into the discussion, your comments, questions, prayer requests, and powerful testimonies of Jesus' love are what fuel this community. Did today's episode hit home? Smash that like button. New here? Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss a live stream or a video upload. Thanks for being part of today's adventure. Catch you in the next video, or maybe even in the clouds. Stay curious, stay blessed.